Hi guys, you're welcome to the channel, and in today's video we'll be drafting this princess armhole bust here that you see on the screen. So let's get straight into
this
the
half scale
tutorial.
pattern here. I did a tutorial on how to draft a basic bodice pattern using the bust that technique. Okay, so you can head over to the channel. I'll leave it in the description box so that you can actually get to see it. So now I already have the pattern on the table here. So what I did is my front length, in bust that technique, the front length is longer than the back length based on the fact that we have the front at the front we have the bust and at the back we have nothing. So the bust will tend to like pull up the blouse, making the front longer than that of the back. Our back is kind of flat. Okay, so that is why we have front length longer than that of the back length. Okay, so now we want to draft a princess that bustier. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to, when you're making a bustier, you have to locate your under bust length. Okay, your under bust length. So I want to, from this top line, this is my top line here. Okay, so the under bust length I'm working with is under bust of 13.5. So I'll mark out my 13.5 here. So I'm marking out my 13.5. Here is my 13.5. So I'll roll a straight line all the way. So I'm going to roll a straight line. Okay, so this is my underbust. Again, I'll just underbust length. Okay, this is my underbust, and this is my bust point. Okay, underbust bust point. So these are the major lines that we'll be working with. Okay, so now we want to do underbust contouring. There are different methods that you can use to contour your underbust. Okay, but for this particular method, this is what I'm going to use. Now what you are going to do is this. Before we contour the underbust, now I need you guys to pay attention to this. The front length is longer than the back length. For this pattern I'm working with, the person's front length is 17 inches, while the back is 14 while the back is 15 inches. Okay, so while the back is 15 inches, that is 2 inches difference. Okay, so now what you are going to do now is, in order for us to, because we want to contour these bodies. Okay, so in order for us to get the underbust length of the back, okay, in order for us to get the underbust length of the back, I need you guys to watch this. So the front length is longer than the back length by 2 inches. Okay, so you're going to take your tape up starting from these 2 inches. Okay, let me bring it first when you see. Starting from 2 inches, the tape is going to start from, you take it and you start from 2 inches. So I want to get the underbust length for the back. That way we can actually contour the pattern to get a very fitted armhole princess that bustier. Okay, so now you are going to take this up here. I hope you see what I'm doing. I'm going to take it up by 2 inches. If it is front is longer than the back by 1.5 inches, you're going to start with 1.5 inches. If it is longer than the back by 1 inch, you're going to be starting with 1 inch. Okay, so now I'm going to be starting with 2 inches because the front is longer than the back by 2 inches. So I'm going to be placing it this way and locate my underbust length for the back, which is 13.5. Don't worry guys, I'm going to be showing you how this whole thing works. How, when we have closed our bust, that you see that the underbust length for the front and the underbust length for the back actually align. So don't worry guys. So this is 13.5. Okay, 13.5. So I'm gonna be connecting it like so. I'm going to be connecting it like so. Now, this is the first step. We want to contour the underbust before we move to the armhole part. Okay, remember we are drafting a armhole princess bust here. Now, what you're going to do is this. The underbust I'm working with is underbust of 31 inches. Okay, so 31 divided by 2 will give us 15.5. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, what you're going to do, we have the front and the back. Okay, so our underbust is 15.5. Okay, that is 31 divided by 2 is 15.5. Okay, so now let's see what we have on this pattern here. So it's the remaining inches that you can use to contour your underbust. So now let's do that. So we are going to be measuring from this underbust part here. Okay, so I'll measure from here to this part here. Okay, then I'm going to be shifting it like so. I hope you are seeing what I'm doing, like so, and measure it, which is 8.75. Then I'll take the same 8.75 to the underbust here and measure it and see what I have. I have 17.5. So on this half scale now, this is half scale. On this half scale is 17.5, and we're supposed to have 15.5. Okay, we are supposed to have 15.5. So what you're going to do is this. You're going to remove this 15.5 from 17 inches. So we have 15.5. So guys, I'm going to be removing 15.5 from 17.5, which is going to be giving us 2. So it is that 2, okay? It is that 2 that you're going to use to contour your underbust. I hope you get it. Now, let me repeat myself again. You are going to measure what you have on your underbust for both the front and the back. This is my underbust for the back. Okay, and I told you in order for you one way that you can use to get the underbust for the back is to take it up. The front is longer than the back by 2 inches. Okay, is to start your tape measure from these 2 inches and measure out the same length that you have for your underbust at the front, and the same thing for the back. That is 13.5. That is how we got our underbust. Now, how do we determine the amount of number that we can use to contour our underbust? Now, this is what I did. I took my tape measure. Now, my underbust is 31 inches. Okay, so now we have half scale of the front and half scale of the back. That means that 31 inches divided by 2 will give us 15.5. So we're going to be measuring what we have on your underbust here minus the dart. You're not going to be measuring the dart along with it. I hope you get. So that is what I did. I took my tape this way. That is 3 inches. Now I moved the 3 inches. I'm not going to be including this dart. I moved the 3 inches to this part here to continue with this part. Then here I have 8.75 inches. Okay, now I took the same 8.75 inches to the underbust at the back line. Okay, at the back line I measure what I have here. I have 17.5 inches. Okay, so that's 17.5 inches, and our normal underbust, our actual underbust measurement, the round underbust measurement is 15.5. So you're going to be reducing 15.5, you're going to be removing 15.5 from 17.5, and it's giving us 2 inches. So you do the same thing for your own. Any value you have, that is what you're going to be using to contour your underbust. Guys, I need you guys to pay attention. It's something that you can actually get. Okay, so now we have 2 inches to contour from the underbust. Now this is what you're going to do. At this point here, this point will take the larger part of the number here, 2 inches. Okay, so now here we don't want here to be too tiny. The here is already tiny, and we don't want it to be too tiny. Now this is what you're going to do. You're going to be taking in here, that's from this dot line here. Okay, excuse me, from this dot line here, you're going to be taking in half inch. You don't want this part to be too tiny. Okay, you're going to be taking in half inch. Now the remaining part will be here. So you took in half inch here, so remaining 1.5. So you're going to be taking out 1.5 from here. So what you're going to do now is this. I'm going to be connecting it to this point. Okay, you're going to be connecting from here to this point. Okay, I hope you see what I'm doing. You're going to be connecting from here to this point, and you're also going to be connecting. You're going to be connecting from here. Okay, make sure you don't have any sharp points. So you're going to be connecting from here to this point. Okay, you're going to be connecting from here to this point. That is connect from the underbust to the bust point. Okay, so I'm going to be coming in by 1 inch. I hope you understand. So from this waist point here, that is from this that leg here, I'm going to be coming out by 1 inch. Then I'll be connecting from here to this part here. I hope you understand. From here to this part, make sure you don't have any sharp points. Okay, so I added 1 inch to my waistline. Okay, for contouring. So that is the 1 inch I've already taken out. Okay, so this is it, guys. So this is it. So now the next thing, now we are done with this. So I'm going to be connecting here to this point here. So I'm going to be connecting here to this point. Okay, so this is a dart that we are going to be taking out. So now to contour our armhole, we want to contour our armhole. Now there is no standard that you should start from the mid armhole. There is no standard. So now I want to be working with straight lines. I don't want to work with a curvy line. If you are making use of straight line, make sure that you don't have any sharp points. Okay, so now watch what I'm doing. I'm going to be connecting from this point, that is from this point here. You can go up by 1 inch to remove any form of sharp point. Okay, you can go up by 1 inch and to bring that ease at the bust point line. So go up by 1 inch, and okay, now let's determine where we can actually keep our armhole. That okay. So here I'm having 9.5. Okay, so that 9.5, now let me see, I can take it from anywhere. I want you to start from here. Okay, you can take it from the mid armhole, you can take it from anywhere. There is no standard that this is where you should start from. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be connecting it to this point here. Okay, I hope you see what I'm doing. So I'm going to be connecting it to this point. I'm going to be connecting it to this point. Make sure you don't have any sharp points. So now for the contouring, I'm going to be coming down here. That is from this line here. I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch. Okay, I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch. That is from this point here, I'm coming down by 1 inch. Then I'll be connecting it to this point here. Okay, so let's connect it. Then you are going to make sure that this line goes up. Okay, because this 1 inch that we came down by, we're going to be adding back the 1 inch to avoid any form of shortage. So I'm going to be taking it up a little bit. Then I'll be connecting it like so. Okay, don't worry, I will show you guys how you can actually eliminate this sharp point that you are seeing here. Okay, so now the 1 inch that you took out, that you came down by, you are going to be taking back the 1 inch here. That is to avoid any form of shortage when you are joining your fabric. Now after taking it, now we're going to be creating a new armhole. Okay, you're going to be creating a new armhole. So what you're going to do, you can use your free hand. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to be connecting from this point down to this point here. So connect it all the way. Okay, so connect it all the way. Our princess bustier is almost ready. So guys, I don't want to make sure that you don't have any sharp point at this point. So you can use your hand to blend it, or you can use your curve to blend it as well. So now I'm using my curve to blend it because I don't want to see any sharp points. Make sure you don't have any sharp points. Okay, so I'll be using my hand, my curve to blend. So I've already blended it. Okay. So here is going out, then you blend this as well. Okay, so now that we are done, we have to impute our bust dart, because it is a bust dart that would make our front and back equal. Okay, so now from this bust point line here, you're going to be coming down by 2 inches. That you know the front of this pattern is longer than the back by 2 inches. So if your own is longer than the back by 1.5 or by 1 inch, you're going to be coming down there by the amount of inches that you're going to be coming down by the number of inches. Okay, so I'll be connecting this point now to the bust point. Okay, so I'm connecting to the bust point. Okay, so now what you are going to do next is we just increase this line a little bit so that we'll not experience any form of shortage. Okay, so this is what I'm doing here. So now the next thing that we are going to do is to cross-check our measurement. Sometimes it happens that after inputting our data and everything, the pattern becomes shorter. Okay, so now I want to check my bust measurement. So my bust is 9.25. Okay, so the bust is okay. So it's complete. It's complete. Okay, it's complete. Now the waist I'm working with is waist of 7.25. So let me see whether I have a waist of 7.25. Okay, it's complete. So guys, once you have done drafting, you have to like cross check your measurement to be at the safer side. Okay, now for the back, I'm not making use of that for the back, but in case you want a dart at the back or a princess style line at the back, what you're going to do is this: you impute your that is your nipple to nipple. So the nipple to nipple I'm working with is 3.5. Okay, so I'll take the 3.5 here and measure what I have from this edge, from this beginning part here, which is 4.5. So I'm going to be taking the 4.5 all the way like so. Okay, then I'll connect it. Okay, then I'll connect. So after connecting it, so if it is armhole that armhole princess line that you want, you can just connect the line to any part here. Okay, and just connect it to any part, but make sure that you don't have any sharp point. If there's any sharp point, guys, make sure you blend. Okay, make sure you blend it. So these are princess style line for the back. Okay, and if it is a waist that you want, you just eliminate this princess style line and take your waist dart. But for this pattern, I am not going to be including a dart. You can make do with that, or you can, most times I don't use that for the back of my bodice and it looks so perfect. Okay, so you can use that, you can decide not to use that. It's based on individual preferences. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to cut out our pattern. So guys, if up till now you haven't subscribed, what are you still waiting for, guys? So do well to subscribe. Let's grow this community together. So I'm cutting out the pattern now and I'll show you guys how it looks like. So I'm cutting the hair out. So now before we go further, I want us to transfer this bust dart to the waist dart. Okay, so I'll be cutting out the waist dart like so. Okay, so I'll be closing here. So you make sure you close your bust dart. If you don't close it, guys, you are going to experience the front truly longer than the back, as if you are joining the two sides together. Okay, so make sure you close your bust dart. So guys, there are different methods that you can use to contour your underbust. Okay, this is one of the several methods that you can use to contour your underbust. And trust me, guys, this method is very, very good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to cut out. So this is the dart. It's going to go out. So, but let me. So I'm going to be cutting here out. Okay, then I'll be cutting here out. So now before we cut that part out, we have to make sure that we don't have any sharp points. Okay, you have to make sure you don't have any sharp points. If there is any sharp points, try as much as possible to blend it in. Okay. Now for the back, I don't need a dart. I'm not imputing that for the back. So I'm going to be cutting it out like so. So if I want a princess style line, I'll just cut open this side. But I don't want I don't want I don't want a style line at the back. So I'll leave this back this way. Then I'm going to be cutting it like so. So guys, our pattern is ready. Now I want to show you guys something, okay? Because you know there are some times that you would sew your princess armhole that, and at the end of the day you discover that the armhole doesn't align. Okay, so now this is a trick that I normally use. Okay, so this is a trick I normally use. Let me show you guys how I do that. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to like fit it in. Okay, I'll be aligning. Now here is my underbust. Okay, here's my underbust. So I'll be aligning it to see whether it aligns with. Okay, so now let me see what we have. And see we have a little bit of shortage here. Okay, and see we have, I hope you see what I'm doing. You can see, and I'll just align it. Okay, so I'm going to be aligning it like so. So we'll just cut out. That is to avoid any form of shortage at the end of the day. So we'll just cut it out. So our pattern is ready. So this is the princess armhole and bustier. So if you want to sew it, the front should be kept on fold. The front should be on fold. Okay, so here is two pieces. Okay, here will be two pieces. Then you add half-inch extra allowance for joining, half-inch here, half-inch, then half-inch. Then it will be 1 inch for the side seam or any inches that you're comfortable with. So guys, we have come. That's about armhole princess bustier. So I'll be uploading the sewing tutorial pretty soon. So if there is any question whatsoever, guys,
So
feel
guys, you
free to
can
drop
see
your
that the
questions in
underbust
the
line that
comment
we took at
section,
the
okay?
back the
And
last time
if
when
you
we were
enjoyed,
drafting, and that of the front aligned together. Okay, so our pattern set is ready, so I'll be uploading the sewing tutorial of this in any of my next video, right? Thank you guys for watching.